Hello again, Skill Incarnate with another episode of Project Zomboid. In our last episode we narrowly avoided death by helicopter. I managed to lure the zombie hordes away from my base and the gated area, and we only have a few stragglers to deal with, which I'm doing now. The zombies were, I believe, they are attracted to the helicopter, but I believe that they follow wherever your current location is, so the helicopter will hover over the top of your head. The reason why I suddenly ran north out of the base was to prevent the zombies from actually accumulating inside of here. This area is reasonably clean now with only a few zombies. The outside area is completely surrounded. Getting out of here is going to be pretty difficult, but I need to get some supplies. Again, looking pretty sad on the items, particularly food. I'm going to get some food. As you recall, I don't have a fridge in my base, so I've been leaving the food where it is. Getting this food here, and trying to keep some food on me. Hoping that I haven't checked this out, this particular area. There's some agar. Now I believe that is used for yeast. And looks like there's a large fridge area. I really wish that I had a fridge. It would make this a lot easier. There we go. Just grabbing some essentials, and then I'm going to fill up my my fridge. Actually, no, I won't. What I'm going to do is try and leave this area untouched as spare food. There's no real point me taking all the food from here. I want to try and go north to where the high zombie concentrations are and pull some food out of there and bring it back. In particular, I want to try and get to the market area. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get there because there's so many zombies, and most of the food is probably gone off by now. The food that takes longer to go off, like zucchinis, watermelons, potatoes of all types, will probably still be good though. So I'm going to try and salvage what I can from there. But first we need sleep. We also need water. I've grabbed just enough food to keep me going. We're going to go north, and the number one thing that we're going to search for in the morning is books. So I'm just seeing if I've got a... And there's a problem. I don't have water. That was silly. The canteen's probably the best water source you can get. It's the biggest bottle that you can get without carrying around a cooking pot or something that's larger. Gonna grab some more steaks. I always carry at least a few dozen of these, the rate I go through them. Another cheat you can do if you run into trouble is you can harden the wooden stakes after they've been broken. Hardening the wooden stake just basically, obviously hardens the tip of it with a cigarette lighter, but the upshot of that is that it means that after you break your wooden stakes, if you've got none left, you can recycle them. I'm going to try and head out of the north here. It looks like we got quite a large pack of zombies that came in from the helicopter the previous night. There aren't any areas where I can get books, so I need to strike north. I don't have a choice. helicopters brought all of the zombies into this area. It's even worse than what it was before. And I don't know if I'm going to have a chance of actually getting into any houses because there's just so many zombies. I'm going to see what I can do. Because I need to get into some of these houses to get the books. If I can lose these zombies in the trees, I'll try and double around and get back into that. Those houses there. More importantly, I want to try and establish some sort of temporary base up here that I can use when I'm stuck away from home. Running all the way back to my house has kind of nearly killed me a few times. No, I will. I just changed my mode. I'm going to check these houses out. My number one focus at this stage is food. Just getting what I can. Soup is good. Damn, it's too many. Another wooden stake. Water bowl's always handy. Unfortunately, there wasn't cooking pots. Now, the reason why I'm taking these cooking pots is because frying pans, I need those too. I need to boil water. That will happen after the power goes out. Without a cooking pot, I'm screwed. It also helps that there's some food here, but I don't want to load myself up so close to home. I can always come back for this later. My chief concern is books at the moment. I don't have any books. And I need carpentry books. Trying to keep myself on the DL at the moment. Trying not to attract too many zombies, more than I can fight. I'm only carrying a few dozen steaks, because that's all the wood I could find at the moment. So I didn't find anything there. I'm just keeping an eye out. Expert carpentry. So carpentry is the book that we want. Those things are handy. I also want a cooking for beginners book if I can find it. I can't remember if I saw it there. I didn't. No. That stuff in there is handy, but it's not essential. Again, we're trying to focus on the things that are essential. Foraging is not that important. Neither is the other book, tailoring. I mean, I'd like all this stuff, but it's not essential. Disinfecting is essential. That stuff isn't. Knife could help. Roasting pan, I don't have one of those. I'm also aware of the time of the day, at least. Need a juicer. That's really handy later on because I'll start juicing stuff. You'd be surprised how much juicing can help. You can get a whole crop that's going to go rotten the day before it goes rotten, juice the whole lot, and then you've basically preserved all your food. Unfortunately, I didn't find any books that I needed. The two books that are the most critical at this stage are the carpentry book and the cooking book. The carpentry book will let me build the water collector. The cooking book will let me build the create bone shivs, which are really handy and a nice alternative to having to cut down trees to make these wooden stakes. The wooden stakes are fine, but they obviously I have to keep cutting down trees, and zombies are an infinite resource. It's more of a convenience than anything else. Again, I don't want to be stretching myself too far today. If I go too far, I'll find myself having to limp back home. I really don't want to be doing that. Lumber stack. It's all kind of useful. As much as I'd like that lumber stack, I've just mentally marked it for future reference. I'm going to go around that zombie horde. Try and go around them. I'm looking for houses at the moment. Houses are where I'm going to find books. I haven't found a bookstore in this area. So this is probably the best I'm going to get. I'm going to keep going north. I've got a couple of hours before nightfall. Hopefully I can run into another house and maybe, if I'm really lucky, find somewhere I can sleep. Otherwise I'm going to have to make a night trip back. Not an ideal situation, but at the moment, without getting these books, leveling up is going to take forever. It's also wasted XP. There's been a meta event where a gunshot's gone off and all the zombies are headed, unfortunately, against the green. Or in my case, it might work in my favour. I see an apartment complex. That might work in my favour. If I can sneak my way in. The reason why I'm not going in there is because there's many zombie hordes around it, and it's going to have building materials in there. At this stage, building materials aren't as important to me as books, because all the building and the materials in the world aren't going to help me get my carpentry skill higher, which is right now what I need. Again, one thing about this game is to mark areas that you need, prioritise, work out what you need to do on each day. I'm a bit winded at the moment, so I'm trying to limp my way past these zombies, just be quiet, not attract too much attention. Got a rough idea where I am. I'm just south of where I need to be, but I don't think I'm going to make it tonight. Probably going to need to turn around, and this has been a wasted effort. It's just a side effect of having such high zombie spawns. There just isn't a safe spot for me to hide, and that was the problem with the last playthrough. There aren't any remote houses in this area. There isn't anywhere where you can kind of just duck out of the way and say, alright, I'm going to stay here for the night. Because the further I go, the worse this is getting, so I'm going to turn around. It's been a wasted effort, unfortunately. You have to weigh up risk against benefit, and basically, that's just not the place. I'm gonna try going this way a little bit. I know where I am now. This is the quarantine zone. I'm running my way all the way up to the quarantine zone. Going in there with this many zombies though, suicide. I'm hoping I might be able to find some areas in the south where I can bed down. If not, I'm just going to have to run my ass back to base. Don't have a choice. It's the nature of this game, it's just the way it is. You need to find safe zones, places you can bed down, because this guy will get tired, day of running. Okay, I'm at the old fossil plant. The zombie hordes are too numerous for me to bed down here. Unfortunately, there's no safe place. Gonna keep looking, because it would be a wasted effort me running all this way and not actually returning with anything of value. Plus, the houses in this area is what I need to be at. They've got books, they've got other items that I need. I just need to find somewhere to sleep. If I can find somewhere to sleep that's safe, then I'm okay. My old base is up here, where I built my old base. If it's not too crowded, I'm going to try and get in there. I don't like my chances. It's looking pretty bad. As you can see, it's not overrun, but it's going in there at this point would probably be a very bad idea. Now the only other place I can think of going is the water treatment plant. If that fails, then I'm going to have to go back home. Looks like that's where I goes packed out. It's a different type of game with the hordes up high, because you really you find one place in town where it's safe, and then you try and expand that out. But in this case, there's just so many zombies that I don't think I could ever fight this many. Look at that. So that's the water treatment plant. There's no way in hell I'm going to be able to get through that. Trying to remember not to overexert myself. If I run too much, so everywhere I go is overrun. What I really want to do once I get established is actually build a base, build something to the north of here where I can actually go and sleep in safety. This is not going to happen here. I'm going to have to go back home. I've got no choice. When I get into some of the warehouses and when I get some more my stuff together, building materials and so forth. I'm going to build a base. I'm going to build somewhere so this sort of problem doesn't happen. There might be a sleeping area near here, fortunately, and that way is blocked by zombies. This would be a good area for... yeah. Again, overrun. Everywhere's overrun. I'm going to return home and I'm going to have nothing in my inventory to show for it, which is pissing me off. But that's just... there's nothing I can do about it. I should have started earlier in the day, but it wouldn't have mattered because I wouldn't have been able to safely go into any of the areas. I can try and see if I can get into this area to sleep, but it seems like I've got... a horde following me. It's locked too. I don't really have anywhere safe to bed down, and that's my problem. That'd be a nice place if I could get in there safely, but again, it's surrounded. This would be a good area. If I walled it off, it wouldn't be too much work in making that a secondary. Again, I'd have to kill all the zombies in the area to do that. Again, I don't know if the hordes are gonna, like, whether I can kill enough of the hordes to actually break even to clean an area out. My feelings are that it's probably never gonna happen. It's gonna be an interesting playthrough for you viewers to see whether it's actually possible for me to clean an area out. It's 1 in the morning, I'm still running, I haven't found anywhere safe. If not for that cinema, I'd probably be dead. But I don't want to go home empty-handed. At the very least, I want to get some food and some supplies. Get some sleep. This looks like a hospital or something. Could potentially be very good. I really don't know what's in there. I think it's only an office building though. It's a moot point without sleep. I can't see anything. With a horde this size following me, I need to lose them. I could go a night without sleep, and I really don't think that's a good idea. Thanks. Nothing really. So this is the problem. It's finding somewhere safe. I can sneak into this town and get stuff, but if I can't sleep, then I'm never going to get anywhere. That area, jeez, that area is overridden completely. I've run nearly the entire way back to my base. I have. Correction. I have actually run the entire way back. It's just down there. It looks like in a straight stroke of luck, this house may be uninhabited. Get some sleep, I might have a chance to head back up in the morning. Oh, I think she got me. I was very lucky then. Didn't break the skin. Just gonna try and sleep a little bit. Helicopter. I'm very lucky I didn't sleep in my base. Definitely would have spelled doom for me, because the helicopter would have drawn all these zombies to my base. Again, we're just trying to stay alive at this point. We're just trying to get the essentials for survival, and that's going to make things pretty hard. The helicopter's going to make things possible, but I dare go back to my base now, because it'll lead them straight to me. What I am going to do is try and find somewhere out of the way to ride out this zombie horde, zombie tsunami. It's been a bit frustrating for me because I haven't really gotten anywhere. I haven't achieved much. And there's my base. Just there, I've basically done a complete round trip with very little to show for my efforts. Dump this stuff back in my base and then try again. The only fortunate part about this entire affair is that my base is still relatively untouched. Kill these zombies here. And, spoke too soon, I just saw the horde. Try and keep these hordes down around my base at least. It's the only spot now on the map that's untouched. Unfortunately, that's now created quite a large group of them, which is not good for me at all. And this outlines the importance of preparing, getting your knives, getting your weapons, I always keep a spare stock of them lying around for just this sort of occasion. If things went south really quick, I'd just run up my little my rope, grab the katana out and start playing samurai. There's not that many here that it's hit that point. But This is definitely the hardest game I've ever played. I've come close to dying 3 times now. It's only been the first few days. The game does get easier the more you play, because these meta events kind of slow down and then stop completely. The reason why I got to kill all of these guys is obvious, really. I need to have a safe area in my base. I don't mind a couple of stragglers here and there, but we don't want this many zombies. They could eventually, so they're going to work their way through that door to my base. This is kind of approaching the upper limit on what I can fight hand to hand. We're using the corners and stuff to slow them down. Unfortunately, if these sort of hordes keep continuing, I don't really know how long we're going to survive here. It's just a matter of weathering this out. If I can make it and live past the first few months from previous experience, it's not really that bad. Plus, I might get lucky and find something on one of the corpses that's useful. I guess I was lucky that a large amount of the zombie horde have stayed away from this area. And I imagine that's due to the fence. MP5. Again, I don't think I need to tell you. Using that to deal with our little problem would make it much worse. This was quite an epic horde. But we managed to deal with it. I was lucky, he nearly bit me then. It goes to show though, that's the last door before my base. That's it. We've done it. Well, we've achieved nothing. We managed to keep... Whoa. Keep the zombies from breaking in. They broke in, but breaking into my base proper. To deal with them, too tired. They must have broken through the doors, or I left them open. I'm guessing they broke through. Yep, they broke through. it goes to show this base isn't as impregnable as I first thought. I need to block these with log walls and basically barricade that door. We managed to survive quite a big horde here. Without those fences, I don't think I would have made it. Smith & Wesson Model 19. Nice. If I can find myself a suppressor, that will be quite handy. Grab some nails. Well, we didn't make much headway. And I just basically did a round trip for nothing, but them's the breaks. We're still alive. And that's what counts. And we've found a weakness in our base. This door, which is probably on its last legs. I need to secure that door. Anyway, we're going to leave it here. I'm going to rest, recoup, and plan my next base expansion. Plan another trip north, because we didn't end up getting what we were after, which was our books, or the books that we wanted. Going to have to go back north. Until the next episode, I'm Skill Incarnate. If you like this series, please subscribe and I'll continue. Thank you. Bye.